Hello and welcome to my newest video. Today I'm going to take a quick first look at Bloom. Now, Bloom is not a crypto game, which probably most of you are used to me doing a first look video on crypto games, but this is a DApp, a decentralized app on the Ethereum blockchain, and I do want to spread out into more general DApps, or at least decentralized apps with real use cases as well, especially when it comes to the Ethereum blockchain. Now, the main reason for that is that right now, I think in terms of cryptocurrency, the crypto market, we're going through a little bit of a consolidation phase. And I think it's important that we understand as a community that try to improve on cryptocurrencies and Ethereum especially, that you basically will, in my opinion, for the most part, the cryptocurrencies will survive that provide real use cases to the community, or at least real use cases, with the end goal being mass adoption and reaching the mass market. And therefore, I also want to look at these maybe a little bit more boring and bland use cases. I know a lot of you coming from crypto gaming backgrounds and you are interested in crypto gaming and completely understand that. But again, I also want to look at decentralized apps that try to fulfill an actual real use case for a majority of people who are currently not interested necessarily in crypto gaming, but in decentralized apps, and yeah, just helping them and supporting them. In this case, it's about inclusive credit scoring. So basically what Blooming is trying to do, at least as far as understood, please excuse my ignorance, because again, this is just a first look video. I'm probably going to do a more in-depth video on these type of more complex use cases. Basically, Bloom is all about decentralizing the credit scoring system and putting it in a transparent way on the Ethereum blockchain. And obviously, I think in my country, I'm from Germany, this is not really a big issue right now because we don't really have this kind of credit scoring system. But obviously for the United States specifically, this is actually something that will definitely help credit scoring and just receiving credits and making the whole industry more transparent in general. So as you can see here from the description, what is Bloom? Bloom is an end-to-end protocol for identity attestation, risk assessment, and credit scoring entirely on the blockchain. Bloom allows both traditional and digital currency lenders to serve billions of people who currently cannot obtain a bank account or credit score. Now, again, as far as I understood the current credit score system, again, I'm absolutely by no means an expert. This is a major problem right now because a lot of people who should be eligible for credit are not eligible for it because there are certain institutions and regulations and systems in place that prohibit them from receiving a nice credit. And oftentimes for small issues during in their past, they are not allowed to have a real credit, and they're completely basically they are completely depending on their credit score that they have received in a really unfair way to some degree. And I think Bloom is trying to do the right thing here and trying to provide a real practical use case on the Ethereum blockchain by making it more transparent and by storing all these credit score information for the banks, but on the other hand, the users or the people who try to receive a score, and they try to make it more again transparent and more fair for the normal mass market to receive a credit score, which I think just in general is a really great idea to make real use of the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I'm pretty sure that there are a few other cryptocurrencies out there that try to basically provide the same use case, but I think it's important to note that, again, as I said before, we're going through a consolidation phase and there will only be so many cryptocurrencies surviving. Now, I think a lot of these other cryptocurrencies, they serve one specific purpose, let's say even for credit scoring, but they are not really widely used. You know, there's not really a large market yet that actually use these cryptocurrencies. And I think eventually, when it comes to mass market adoption in the long run for cryptocurrencies, we will reach a moment where we only have a certain amount of cryptocurrencies, because obviously you can't really justify having 100 different cryptocurrencies for each specific use case. People want to have some kind of usability in order to use cryptocurrencies in everyday life. Basically, you don't want to go through 100 different wallets, even though if you have, for example, Engine Coin wallet where you can store 100 different ERC20 tokens by Ethereum, you don't want to go through each one of them if you try to just basically pay your bills or again get a credit score. So I think it's important that we kind of understand that there will only be a limited amount of cryptocurrencies available eventually in the long run. And I think Ethereum can be one of them because there is already a larger market interested in Ethereum, and any kind of use case that is being stored on the Ethereum blockchain can only be good for Ethereum, but also for mass adoption of cryptocurrencies in general, because again, it will make the option easier to just use one cryptocurrencies for a lot of different use cases instead of using 100 different cryptocurrencies for 100 different use cases. That would just not be practical and realistic for the mass market. So yeah, again, this is just a first look. Check out the website yourself. I'm probably going to do a more in-depth video, and also leave a comment if you know more about this type of system, of this type of use case. I'm not in any way an expert in terms of credit scoring, but I think it's a great idea. I think it will make the decentralized app industry, specifically when it comes to Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain, more legitimate, because obviously right now I have done a lot of videos about crypto games, and most of them are a nice idea during free time of a developer, but at the same time they don't really serve any kind of real purpose. You know, they are here, or they were here for basically receiving a quick return on investment for people who used the hype during, well, mid-January to end of January basically, but right now they don't really serve any kind of purpose just by being there and being playable, but with no real end goal eventually, you know. And again, these kind of apps like Bloom, decentralized apps, they give they provide actual use cases for cryptocurrencies, and that can only be good for the industry and for cryptocurrencies in general. So yeah, check it out yourself. I think the website is really neat. I'm not quite sure because they don't provide at least not to me, a direct link to their roadmap. I don't know where they are right now. Are they still in pre-sale? Are they for their tokens? Do they actually do a token sale, or are they trying to do it a different way? I don't really know about this. I think they should be a little bit more. Here it is actually, roadmap and timeline. So they actually do it a little bit different, because that's why I didn't find it in the beginning. So you have these different phases. You know, normally it's from top to bottom. In this case, it's from left to right. You have these different phases. Do they already tell you where we are at right now? Bloom invitation system and voting. Phase 1 will allow. I don't really see any kind of dates or timestamps for where we're at right now. Anyway, you can check out the roadmap yourself, and maybe we're going to figure out in a more in-depth video where we are right now. Again, I think this is a great idea. This has an actual use case. Again, I'm only taking a really superficial look at it, but getting more outreach to a wider market is, I think, can only be a good thing. I hope that this video also gives more people the opportunity to create more content, or at least the feeling of creating more content for these type of use cases. I think there's real meaning and a great goal behind it. You also have a team side to get a better understanding of the people involved in this project basically. And yeah, compared to most of the other crypto games that I have done first look videos, obviously for this decentralized app, it's much more legitimate. It's being seen professionally as a real business project, and it has also had a lot of press releases and partnership articles on major technology outlets and business outlets, obviously, like the HuffPost, Forbes, Inc., which is always a good thing. But yeah, maybe this video gets more people to produce content for this type of idea for Bloom, for this decentralized app. And yeah, leave a comment and tell me what you think about this DApp. Tell me also if you're generally interested in me doing first look videos for these kind of apps, decentralized apps. Do you think it's a great idea to also spread out and provide a quick review basically of more than just crypto games, or do you think it's a little bit boring? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, check check it out yourself. I'm going to post a link to the website in the video description, and hope you liked the video. And as always, please don't take this video as financial advice. If you are interested in investing into Bloom, please do your own due diligence on them and on the platform, on the team. Please only invest as much Ethereum as you can afford to lose, basically, as I always say. And yeah, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.